Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Microphone check. Lights. Camera.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
Instead, and that's great. We're bringing Santrofi to you on our big conversation today, and we're going to be dissecting the sound, the journey, the experience, the meaning behind it, and why this path. There's a lot of musicians out there, there's a lot of music being created, but to take this authentic vibe and then redefine it and bring it to us today, that's definitely something we need to understand. So stay tuned, there's going to be a whole lot more with Santrofi. I've got them in the building, but before I bring you the intros, remember, Telecel More Money Promo is excitement at its peak now, with over 50 different winners taking 30,000 Ghana cedis. It's only a matter of time until the 1 million Ghana cedi grand prize is unveiled and the winner is given out. Now, of course, you need to keep doing this, purchasing your airtime, data, reloading your fixed broadband, etc., to get a chance to be a millionaire. The more you reload, the better your chances of winning. Now, don't miss out. You can also just dial *500# and send win to 500, or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in for free. Join the Telecel More Money promo now and make your holiday season even more joyous. Of course, terms and conditions apply, and this is regulated by the NLA under the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions do apply. Telecel, connecting energies. Once that's out of the way, you definitely also want to elevate and get the education you need. That's why Lancaster University Ghana is telling us that they are the only British university campus in West Africa. So for that vibrant student experience in a community that equips you with all the skills necessary for your career dreams, Lancaster University Ghana is the place to go. You can enjoy up to 50% scholarship and degrees at Lancaster University Ghana, while you're taught by the finest faculty members trained to UK standards. For more information, you can just call on 020-960-7008, 020-960-7008. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British campus on the whole West Africa. Now back to our music conversation and the things that we really want to talk about. Gentlemen, welcome to 3 Music TV's Big Conversation. It's really a pleasure and an honor being here with you. I've spoken to so many people around you about you and never had the opportunity to speak to you. So this for me is a real full circle moment, coming back to where it began. And I want to know, first of all, before we get into the in-depth, who is Santrofi and what is the journey all about? So I'm taking it from this side on. Chairman Akwaba, welcome. So intro, name, role in the band, and then we move it on. When we get that out of the way, then we get in depth.
Super. I'm Dominic Kwachi, guitarist in the band.
Okay. Yeah. Dominic, guitar.
Yes.
I'm Kojo Fori, bass and band leader.
Okay.
Yes,
so
sir.
Guitar, bass, Dominic.
I'm Tom Fairbairn from Glasgow in the UK, and I manage Santrofi and I mix their sound.
Okay, great. So somebody on the decks and 2 on the stage. Love this. Okay, welcome once again. My name is Serial, and I'm going to be navigating this conversation with you here on 3 Music TV's Big Conversation. Now, Santrofi, we hear the name. We hear the name Santrofi. We hear you on tour. We see the posters. We follow the social media. What is it like being in a collective that is championing something that most contemporary artists don't necessarily see as a first choice genre? Highlife. We know the value of Highlife. We know the authenticity. We know the genesis. We know the integral part it plays in who we are. But for some reason, it's not our lead genre. But then comes a superhero. There comes Santrofi, who says, forget about that. We're going to do it. What is the thinking behind that?
Well, if you ask me my opinion, there's so much pride, because if we are, let's say, in Japan or we're in America and we purely going indigenous, we're bringing our indigenous sound to other places, we feel so proud. You mentioned this is a young collective of different musicians, which we've played for most of the Highlife legends. So we have enough vocabulary to be able to extend this heritage, which we think is very important. You know, in the likes of CK Man, Jedubile, Ambule, Ebo Taylor, all the big names, we played for them, doing sessions for them. So along the line in 2018, we thought, okay, looking at the heritage and how the whole thing is building, in a few years, this whole indigenous style will be dead because the old people, they're not going to live
forever. Yeah.
Right, and we don't have that lineage. So I spoke to my friend Dominic and I told him, yo, let's find a way, and because we are prolific, he has so much vocabulary playing for all the old people I do as well. And Kuntu is here, he couldn't join us. So we decided to come together and start writing songs, just centered on the indigenous music. And we're so fortunate, very fortunate. The few couple of songs we wrote, we sent it to a promoter friend of ours, and it got us a huge gig that hosted 200,000 audience. Ooh. Yes, that was one song we sent to them. And that gave us the motivation to be able to build this thing on. The rest has been history. Right.
What's the structure of the band? How many people, the collective itself, how many people, apart from bass and lead guitar, vocals, blah, blah, what's the whole, if you can give me the skeleton, the framework of the band itself?
Yeah,
okay.
It's a band of 8 members. We have guitar, as I mentioned earlier, I'm the lead guitar player. Emmanuel on bass, 2 hornmen, because you know Highlife without horns, it's not Highlife. Very important. And percussion, very, very important in the music. So and drum, keyboards. So it's an 8-piece band, and that's what builds up the Highlife. 8.
So I do music, and me and an engineer crowd. There's a lot to decide. 8 people coming together, differences, different inspirations, different creative directions. Is it challenging creating such harmony? And because when you're listening to the Alewa, what we just played, I mean, for our viewers' context, when you're listening to Alewa, there's so much synergy. You can't even tell who's doing what. You're just enjoying the final product. And 8 people. How does that synergy work with you? Or maybe from a managerial or from an engineering standpoint, where you have to kind of mix all the stems in and all the chords and the vocals and blend it together. What does that synergy look like, and how do you form that?
I mean, I would say on the management side, it's 8 people is always going to be a challenge, right? We get in the van and we do some miles, and but it's a team we pull together. So that's that side. On the music side, I guess they're a pleasure to mix because these guys are sharp and their arrangements are on point. The horns, they're the tightest horn section I've ever worked with, and the band is just, overall the band is so tight. So, like you say, things find their place, and it's a pleasure to mix.
Okay.
I can add up a little as well. Like I made mention, growing up, we've been playing for very great Highlife legends. So that vocabulary and synergy is already in. So when I called these friends of mine for us to do this thing, the first day we started playing, we didn't have to struggle with anything. We already had that. Obviously, personality and other things comes in as well, but dealing with 8 people, we're gonna be having ups and downs, but we have this goal to continue the bonding and all that. So we find ways and we massage it as we go gradually, and then we're hoping to take this. I mean, Osibisa, they've been together for a very long time, and they still continue on that. So it's things that is normal dealing with lots of people, but we try and manage it as we go.
Okay, Highlife. We've got the likes of Black Sheriff, who is tapping heavily into his Highlife roots. Right. We've got Ira the J, we've got King Promise, we've got Camido, we've got Kelvin Boy. There's a lot of contemporary adaptation of Highlife. And we hail them and we make noise. Oh my God, he played in Toronto, he played here, blah, blah, blah. Now I follow you. You've played everywhere. So walk me through some of these places, because you just said one song, 200K audience.
Yeah.
What is your tour circuit like, and what is tour life like, and what are some notable places that you might have shut down that, you know, on the commercial scale, we didn't make enough noise? I want to use this opportunity to highlight that, because I am a firm believer that Highlife is the way we build something that is unique and purely Ghanaian. Every other genre we can adapt and we're good at because we're good musicians. But like you said, if you were in Japan, you'd make Japanese music. You know, if you were in India, you'd make Indian music. You're in Ghana, Highlife is ours. Where has Highlife taken you?
For me, I mean, I can say something, and maybe Dominic and you can share as well. I think Highlife is the future. The reason being is it's one of the most unexploited music. It's like you have some gold hidden beneath the floor, and no one knows about it except for 2 people out of a million people. And we are fortunate to be the 2 people. But it hasn't been exploited, and we are hoping to bring it out there. That's one thing we're proud of. Wherever we go, and we are on the stage doing stuff from back in the day, like Ghana, because every time they make mention indigenous Ghana. So that is something very special to us. And you mentioning about tours. We've done all the continents. We recently, our last tour was in Japan. We did how many shows? 11, 12,
13,
14. Okay, and each venue hosted 2,500 audience.
Jesus.
And and the great thing also, they were every single material we were saying. We had at least a year prep. We had to send them every material, all the song lyrics, and they had to translate it and put it over. And it's not just the lyrics. We were also telling them about how Ghana feels like, and the culture, and the people, the food, and all that. And they had that on a big screen. So you can times 2,500 times 14 people, 14 venues. And they didn't understand English, but they got the whole conception, and that is something really paramount also. And we've done that across the globe also.
You've touched every continent, which is an accolade on its own. Then there's all these massive shows within these continents. You know, we always try and educate when we're doing these shows, and we've spoken before about recording artists being different from performing artists. Right. And then we've spoken also about the tour circuit, where there are artists like yourself, Rocky Dauni, Wiala, who are just on the tour circuit. How intense is it? So you are not necessarily known for your music videos. You're not a commercial, you're not Westlife or, you know, Boys to Men. People are not going on YouTube looking for, oh my God, what's the next? You are the experience.
Absolutely.
What is it like from a music business standpoint, so that those who also have this dream to be on the tour circuit, because I can tell you for a fact, there's probably more artists who would be pleased just creating and being on the tour and living the experience than trying to make it onto every radio playlist. And you've done that. Every continent is a big deal. You said it so low key, like, oh, I've been to East Legon and back. Every continent. Yeah. Wow. How demanding is that? Taking 8 gentlemen with instruments, equipment. What is the magnitude of work that goes into that?
I think it's good. This question goes to the manager. I think it's quite a lot of job. Yeah, you know, a lot of things goes into it. As the manager earlier mentioned, managing 8 members in the band.
8 big men.
Kind of tough. Yeah, big men, very big men, and you know, professional musicians. And we travel extensively. We've really toured a lot, and sometimes it's quite challenging. You know, flight missing. Sometimes we miss flights at the airport because, you know, the schedule and the tours and maybe the countries we play in, traveling to the airport is kind of, so it's quite challenging. But one thing is, the work is fun. It's fun, the fun aspect of it. And Emmanuel earlier mentioned, we really sell in Ghana. We really sell in Ghana. if you watch some of the videos from what we did in Japan, you could really tell this is what Ghana has. And we really need support from the government, because not like we need support for money. We need money for sure.
Yeah, but the framework.
They have to push us. They have to really push us, because looking at Japan, they don't understand the tree language. Most of our music is written in tree, and everyone was like up. If you check the videos, you can tell.
Singing along,
It was really
I've seen
super.
Eddie showed me a few videos.
Yeah, it's quite challenging. For instance, going to Japan to do a tour. Anyone you tell is like, what are you going to do in Japan? Because hardly will you see a black in Japan. Though
let alone doing
there,
Ghanaian Highlife.
Ghanaian Highlife in tree language. So I think we're doing quite a good job, and we really need a push.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's really tough. And
So adding up to what Dominic said, we need. I think we got this nickname by the Japanese people, the ambassadors of culture, because they booked us 2022, right? For 2024. We were here at 3 Music, and we got the call, and I showed it to Eddie. Shout out to Eddie. We love you, Eddie. He was like, shit, Japan for 2024. That's 2 years from now. And then they told us, tell us about every region in Ghana. Tell us what are the prominent, what are the people. So before every show, out of all the shows,
there is cultural expose.
Yes.
There's at least 5 minutes. We do the national anthem. We all stand, all the musicians, Ghanaian national. They're gonna play it, and then they're gonna talk about every region. What is there? The region has so many things. The regions around. We talk about all that translated into Japanese before we start our music as well. So that is, I can be proud, very proud that we are the only people, because other artists, they just go first song, they're singing. So before you come to our concert, we leave you with an experience. If you don't know about Ghana, if you don't
feel
know about
Ghana.
Yes, you feel Ghana, and that's very important. We are very important in the space where we're covering also.
That's big. So Tom, I just wanted to know, music business is about profit, it's profitability. How good is the tour circuit? Without going into too much detail, just because the misconception is I need a big radio hit, and I need to play, this show, and I need to do that, and I need to do that, because people are quote unquote ignorant to what could be. So I just want you to give us an idea of how financially stable, how as a business the tour circuit can actually work.
It's a complicated thing, of course. I would say in the last maybe 10 years, a lot of revenue has moved from recording to the live circuit. So there is definitely, for sure, there is money in live music. But I would also say 8 guys is a challenge in terms of our budgets, our travel budgets, and all of these things. And the more Santrofi builds and rises, the more we're able to play shows with like a wider remit. Sometimes we play shows that are like a world music, they call it, or maybe an Africa music stage, and that's a cool show. But also we want to just be playing the stage. We want to be playing the main stage, the big, right? And that's where, obviously, that will help us, earn money for the guys. But yeah, it works, but I can say, I don't think any of us do this. You're right, the music business is a business, and that's important. And it's important we all deal with it in that way. But none of us are here for the I'm certainly none of us. We're here because we believe in the music, we believe in the work, and we believe in, that, as Kojo says, representing Ghana, lifting Ghanaian music. It's not, Highlife is like the vessel, I would say, but it's about lifting the whole scene, and the whole scene lifting together. So I work with other artists, other styles, it's all lifting, and that's the motivation, not the cash.
I love the motivation, being committed to a shared vision to highlight and amplify something as beautiful as Highlife. But you're coming from a place where I dare say Highlife is neglected. How difficult is it tapping into that well? Because here you are going around the world celebrating this thing, which is not necessarily being celebrated in its home. So as a creator, there's always that need for inspiration. Where do you get it from? I mean, apart from playing for the greats and having the opportunity to, you know, share stages with them. It's 2024, music is a big mutant thing now. Everything is music these days. How do you still tap into that repository? Where do you find the inspiration? If there was to be a Santrofi 2025 project, where would the inspiration for?
There's many projects for 2025. Yeah.
Where does the inspiration come from? Because when I look around Ghana, I don't see or feel or think
Right.
Highlife.
Right.
You know, so where do you guys get it? And then if you came here and you were 70 years old or you were, you know, 85, I'd go, okay, you've seen it, you've done it, you're tapping into your soul.
Right.
Right. But it's a bunch of young men. So where does it come from?
Okay, we have a new single out, which is called Dummy B. Maybe that could be the first place we can start already looking at. You can check us out on Spotify. If you haven't heard about Santrofi, Spotify, Apple Music, we have our first album which talks about the different section of indigenous music, Sechi, Kwa, Odonson, Nyomkro, all that as well. So if you're watching 3 Music, right now, you can just grab your phone, check out our music. That's the best way to start. If you haven't heard about Santrofi, because 3 Music is doing really well, trying to unearth. I mean, in the Ghana space, we're not exactly
creators here.
Exactly, and that's something really important you guys are doing as well. And you need to experience us live also. That is a totally different experience.
What do you have for us? How do I experience you live?
Okay.
We're hoping to line something up for early 2025 for
here.
Accra, yeah, for like a little bigger show, maybe with some guests and stuff.
I hope we're powering it at 3 Music.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Eddie is spearheading as well. Okay. Tom will be here.
Excellent.
And all those bits.
Excellent, because we definitely need to feel it now.
Absolutely.
From a production standpoint, a lot of Ghanaian producers are used to creating music for a certain audience. You know, it's about the basses and the lock drums and the 808s. It's a different vibe now. In producing this, what goes into the process? Yes, they're great, you know, at capturing the sound and doing the live sessions and all that. But technically, when you get on the bench, what is your end goal? What are you trying to achieve for Santrofi sound?
I mean, for me, I would say the Highlife thing, yes, it's indigenous music. It's a music with heritage and history, but also it's a current thing. It's a living thing, because it's like any music that's like folk music, I would say, or music of the people. That's the same as a pop music. It's music of the people. So it flows from my side. And when I look at music from other places, you know, UK where I'm from, we have music from the old music, and it flows into the new music. So you might not always see the connection, but that's where, I don't know if you would agree, but right. it comes from the past and it moves forward. And so some people would define Highlife as like an old thing. I see it as a living thing. I see, you know, the guys writing as a team. You know, this is not a band of like, there's some other artists in Europe, I'm gonna say, maybe from West Africa or from Africa, who, it's a stage show, it's a good stage show, it's fun music, but they're there to entertain an audience there. I would say Santrofi, I'm just being real here, Santrofi is people that want to write together and write the music that inspires them as a group and that they love, and it's for Ghana, and it's for Europe, it's for the world, you know.
Yeah. Accolades. You've been around the world. I'm sure you've won some awards. I'm sure you've got some notches under your belt. Enlighten me. Let's flex. Let's flex on them. Let's brag a bit. What are the accolades? What are the awards? What are the specialties that we need to note while we're listening and checking you out on Spotify and all that?
I can say some if you have maybe Songlines music is in Europe. We got a nomination there, and also when our first album came out, Pan-African Music, we were one of the most noticeable indigenous music at the time when it came. And then there was this awards also it had indigenous music all around the world, and we were number one. Wow. Highlife music. It's not, we wouldn't say even Santrofi is Highlife music, because when they hear Highlife, is more upfront before. Also, talking about accolades, there's a few things we can say we're really proud of. In Europe, Netherlands to be specific, we did a festival called Down the Rabbit Hole, right? It had 80,000 audience, right? But I mean, mostly he made mention. We have different stages. We have the main stage with all the pop people, and we have other stages for different people with different tastes in music, right? So we were on the African stage, and before you go to the main stage, you have to walk through the African stage before you go to the main stage. The main stage at the time had Justin Bieber there. But they had to walk through our stage before. And in the middle of the set, we're doing pure Gamashi Balogo style, and it held all they didn't go to the main stage. It caught, we have videos to prove.
Something fresh.
Right.
Stopped right at that stage.
Right. And because of that, we've done 3 shows club shows, and they were all sold out. Because they saw us, they followed us when we were in Netherlands. So, but that in my opinion, we don't have maybe 10 nominations for Ghana Music Awards or whatever, but that is enough for us. Yeah. That people saw us perform, and they followed us to sell out our shows, and some had even 1,000 audience. You know, they came purposely to see Santrofi, and there are names, I mean, I won't mention names, but there are other people other Ghanaian acts who never sold out those places. Yeah. Big names, very big names. And we sold out. They had to cancel their shows. They booked the same venues, Paradiso. They booked the same venues, but they canceled them because they had a few people. But we were able to sell out that. So that's so much pride. And that's...
And I think we've had the chance to play on big festivals with top African giants like Salif Keita. We were on the same stage.
Yeah.
Salif Keita,
Cape Verde.
In Cape Verde, and we were on the same stage with Ziggy Marley in London.
Yeah.
WOMAD Festival. Yeah. And I think the Fatoumata in African Festival in Germany. I mean, in Cardi B, we were on the same stage with Cardi B in, I think...
that's our first ever show.
Well,
right.
For me, the accolade that I love is probably the only Ghanaian band to have toured every continent.
Osibisa did that.
Osibisa did that. Then you are next. Then that's perfect.
But one thing also, apart from after Osibisa, which was in the 70s, nothing happened until now.
So the rebirth.
Right.
Great. What was the euphoria like? Charlie, next time I'll enter your bag and then we'll go. Because Charlie, but definitely a great reason to celebrate Highlife music and to celebrate Santrofi. I mean, you guys are doing amazing. It's like, I mean, this is not even just because you're on TV, so I'm saying all this for the show to look good. Like, this is brother to brother. You're doing really great.
Thank you.
You are really pushing Ghana's narrative. You're pushing Highlife, and you are not just performing music. There's a lot of theater in there. You're bringing them on board. You're engaging. The call and response. It's so immersive. I'm sure anybody who was there definitely will remember this performance. Which one? I'm going to ask a tricky question. They say don't ask people their favorite round. Which one was your favorite stage to mount?
I think Down the Rabbit Hole, because the audience were like, very
crazy,
energetic, and
Yeah, I would say same as well. But Japan, the stuff we did in Japan was very intriguing as well.
If you had to choose one,
I'll choose Japan, because Japan, we had the whole production, the treatment. Before we get on stage, we have Japanese, even women coming to check our instrument. They clean it before we come on stage. The food there, and the people, just the fact that they didn't understand English, but they were embracing us. That was an experience. That was it was a top tier. Like the whole production
it wasn't
good.
just about the stage. The whole thing was good. But Down the Rabbit Hole had an explosive
audience.
Stage.
They were jumping.
Okay. Tommy, any favorites?
Probably Paleo. It's in Switzerland.
Switzerland,
Really-
Paleo is good.
It was great.
Super.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
good. The back of dancers. Definitely. Charlie, guys, it's been a great conversation. I just want you to leave us with your schedule. You mentioned you're doing some work for 2025.
Right.
I want to hear it. I want to know. I want to be ready. What have you got for us?
Our new album is going to be out on Val's Day. We released a single just this. That was a couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago. Last
2 weeks ago.
right, and the new album features Fatimata Diawara, African Queen Fatimata. It also has Kofi Jamal. It has Ara the J in there as well, and it's kind of a hybrid. We're trying to get some of the young people doing different styles of highlife music on our indigenous, and it's very special. You guys,
I can only imagine. You said Ara the J, my brain started.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. And when are we expecting this? At Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day will be
February 14th
Right.
on all streaming platforms.
Right.
Any plans for any shows locally? Anything for this Christmas or maybe the Easter season somewhere we can catch you on the stage? Because what I saw there, I want to experience it here. You mentioned that you're doing some stuff with
right.
Black Sheriff, I think.
Right.
We had
Tom,
okay.
Tom came here. The Black Sheriff team flew him all the way from the UK to come and do his sound for the Black Sheriff's concert.
Okay.
As well.
Zama Disco, 21st of December.
Right.
With Kojo, an amazing band. supporting
Okay.
Black
Right.
Sheriff.
So we'll be there.
Right.
We'll be
And
there.
also, we're hoping to do our debut show on our own, 6th of March. So we're going to start the promo, and Tom will be here as well. So he follows us wherever we go, and he gives
That
the
is my
best
new best friend,
experience.
don't
I know, right? So Val's Day, not Val's Day,
6th
6th
March.
March.
Yeah.
So look out for that. You know, it'll
Okay.
be.
Okay, so those of you who have been captivated, as I have been, by all that's going on, well, from 21st at Zama, then there's Valentine's Day with the release of the project, Kofi Jama, Ara the J, a host of others
Fatimata
on
Diawara.
there, exactly, and then of course the grand finale itself is 6th of March.
Right.
Right, definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to your local concert. Shut it down. We'll
Yes.
be there. Trust me, you'd be surprised.
Yes,
The
so-
turn up, we might just even outdo Down the Rabbit Hole. we might do it because if what I'm feeling, I know others are feeling, we'll definitely come and we'll turn up. But it's been amazing having you guys.
Thank you so much.
It's been
Thanks for
really,
having
us.
it's been. I'm sure you do a lot of interviews, and people always say it's been amazing. But for
Yes.
me, it's been really amazing.
Thank you.
I've heard so much about you from different corners, and to sit with you and hear it and see the footage and all that, I get the vibe that you are definitely doing Ghana proud and
Thank you.
representing Highlife to the maximum. And like you said, Osibisa toured it, but way back.
Yeah.
You're bringing it back now, and that's what we need. And we'll always be here to support
Yes.
and amplify. So thank you very much.
Thank you also.
I feel like I have had the honor of interviewing Santrofi, but I mean, great vibes all around. Guys, while you're serenading yourself with the music and enjoying, remember that Betway is also always there to save you no matter what. Even when you have multiple bets and one messes up, Betway always comes through with Betway's Bet Saver exclusive only on Betway. Now, Betway's Bet Saver makes sure that you can win even if your bet misses, even on multiple losses. Now, this is exclusive to Betway where you get way more. Terms and conditions, of course, do apply as Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Then last but not the least, we always tell you to keep your mouths in the best condition. That's why Pepsodent is here. Every time we eat food, sugars are trapped between our teeth and in our gums, leading to tooth decay and sometimes foul breath. That's why Pepsodent has two variants for us. Pepsodent Charcoal with that zinc and that fluoride to get all the little holes in the enamel and keep your smile white and bright. Then there's Pepsodent Herbal to fix all the damage to your gums and make sure that you have the freshest breath with mint and herbal extracts. Pepsodent comes in all sorts of sizes. You just have to go to any shop and you can grab one. Pepsodent has been doing this for 25 years with the Ghana Dental Association. Pepsodent keeps saying every smile matters, just like the smile on my face today as I wrap up the big conversation here with Santrofi. Gentlemen, it's been amazing having you. Your story is inspiring.
Thank you.
Knowing that you're coming back and connecting with the younger audience and being so critical that, Thomas all the way from the UK to be on Zama, that should tell you that you know your ish. And that's what we need more of in the industry. So please keep going, keep celebrating High Life, keep making us proud. And I hope to meet you soon again, Tali. Peace out. Ladies and gentlemen.
Download our music, stream it as well. It'll give you a
definitely
pure High Life experience.
On all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, just Santrofi, Santrofi. Make sure you connect, make sure you get the music. And on that note, Culture Daily 3 Music TV has been a great big conversation, a musical one, jamming with my brothers who've been around the entire world. I'm not jealous at all. Until we meet again next time, people, it's 10 on the dot. Bye.
Culture Daily was brought to you by Telecel.